Yes, sir. Here we go again. Here we go again. So you see the topic of tonight's conversation. We're talking about hip hop tonight. We're gonna get into it. Hey, it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on in these hip hop streets. If you haven't been paying attention, if you've been living under a rock, Kendrick set it off. Bop, 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 bop. Shots fired. Shots fired. Man down. Kendrick set it off. Man, he made that track, and over here, Future over here instigating with that Like That track. Oh man, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. So what's going on? What's going on? You see the title, you see the thumbnail. We're going to get right into it, guys. There's a lot to talk about here. So just to catch people up, in case they've been living under a rock, in case they're not familiar with what's going on, Kendrick Lamar, we're talking about hip hop, right? Kendrick Lamar, they say that there's the GOAT talk. When you're talking about the GOAT, GOAT means greatest of all time. When you're talking about the GOATs of modern era, that's important to distinguish modern era versus classic and versus all time. But when you're talking about the GOATs, greatest of all time, specifically of the modern era, three big names come to mind, and that would be Kendrick, Drake, and J. Cole, right? Those are the names that have kind of set themselves apart in the past decade or so as far as the GOATs, right? The GOATs of the modern era. Now, Kendrick has always been an instigator. If you've noticed, Kendrick back there, you can go and check out the song Control. If you haven't heard the song Control by Kendrick, that one was hard too. Kendrick always takes shots at like the top lyricists in the game. Back on that Control track, Kendrick was calling out Big Crit, calling out all the Big Sean, calling out Drake, calling out J. Cole. He was calling out all the big lyricists on that Control track. That was a couple years ago when he dropped the Control beat, right? And we had some good responses off of that. And that's one thing I love about hip hop is the competition. We're going to break that down in a little bit. But first, let me catch people up. So he dropped Control a couple years ago. Fast forward to 2024, we got Kendrick Lamar getting on the Future album, dropping a hard verse on the Like That single, on the Like That song. Now that song might have been arguably the best song off of Future's album. That Like That single is the hardest song off of Future's album. He's taking shots at the top three. Well, the big three. Homie, it's just Big Me. Boom. Right? So he's taking shots at the big three. The big three being Drake, J. Cole, and then himself, Kendrick, right? So he's saying, it's just Big Me. Forget Drake, forget Cole, it's just Big Me. In response to that track, first thing we see is immediately, boom, J. Cole is going to drop an album, Might Delete Later, right? He drops Might Delete Later. On that Might Delete Later album, he drops a song called 7 Minutes of Drill. When I was going back when I was doing some research for this video, and I was like, let me just check out those songs one more time, get my mind right, get a feel of what everyone was saying before I come on here and speak on it. And I noticed that actually J. Cole took down the song 7 Minutes of Drill. He issued a public apology and said, listen, on that song, I killed Kendrick. Like, you know, I didn't mean, I destroyed your career. I'm over here talking down on you, saying your career is trash. You dropped some weak albums. The last couple albums was garbage. He was like, listen, even though you took shots at me, took some shots at you. Let's just call it even, right? I want a fair fight. I'm all for competition, but that's not even my style. This is what J. Cole's saying. It's not even my style to be on here, you know, going back and forth with you. You do you. I'm a Kendrick fan. You do you. I'm not even going to speak on you anymore. So J. Cole, he bows out gracefully, right? He drops a hard, like, he gets jabbed by J. Cole. I mean, he gets jabbed by Kendrick. He sends one back and says, all right, let's just drop it here. Let's leave it here. Drake, though, Drake gets on and says, okay, I'm about to drop push-ups. Drop and give me 50. Drop and give me 50. And a lot of people are saying that was a hard track. I like the beat. It was a decent song. Not gonna lie, but I think it's overrated. A lot of people are saying that, you know, he murdered Kendrick on that joint. Like, oh, he murdered Kendrick. But I gotta tell you, I gotta be honest with you. A lot of the songs, a lot of the verses on that song were aimed more so at Future and aimed at the producer, Metro Boomin. A lot of the verses that he was dropping, he was Metro shut your and make some drums, brother. Like he's really going at Metro. He's really going at the producer, and he's really going at Future. When he says verses, he says lines like, I gave you your first number one. He's talking to Future when he's saying, I gave you your first hit. I gave you your first hit. He's talking to Future. He's not even talking to Kendrick when he says that. So a lot of those verses that Kendrick said on the Push-Ups track, on the Drop and Give Me 50, on that track, a lot of the lines that he was saying was actually directed towards Future. It was lightweight against Kendrick, but I would say more so that was against Future, to be honest with you. Now, as of today, Kendrick came back. He didn't like that Push-Ups joint. He came back with Euphoria. Now, on Euphoria, I feel like, bah, 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 bah. Shots fired. Shots fired. Euphoria, Kendrick is over here going at Drake personally. Now, that one little verse on Homie, it's just Mother Love the Big Three. Homie, it's just Big Me. Boom. That was a generic shots at all the Big Three GOAT talk, But this song, Euphoria, is directed solely and directly at Drake. He's talking about his family. He's talking about his son, Drake's son, because, Drake is infamous for having his son that he's not really raising the way he should, or he was trying to hide from the public. So Kendrick is dropping like real facts against Drake on that joint. Kendrick is actually like, he's saying, yo, you talking about money, but you was signed to a dude who was signed to another dude. He's saying that because, mind you, Drake came in the game under Lil Wayne, who came in under Birdman. So he's responding to Drake, and truth be told, Kendrick is dropping bombs with the truth. And one thing about hip hop that we respect, especially foundational Black Americans, what we like talking about is the truth. Hip hop is competition. We respect the competition. We respect the back and forth. But if you drop the truth, you get extra points. Drake dropping some generic, okay, it's a nice song, it's got a nice beat, it's decent. But Kendrick is dropping truth. He's speaking truth about his family, Drake's family. He's speaking truth about Drake's career. He's dropping the truth. Even in the song Euphoria, Kendrick even stops and says, don't tell no lies about me, and I won't tell no truths about you. Huh? So Kendrick is pointing it out. Look, you telling lies about me. You just saying some goofy stuff about me, but I'm telling the truth about you. Shout out Mitch Sledge. Salute, brother. I see you back here. Drake is going down. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's not looking good for Drake right now. That Euphoria joint was fire. Now there's been some mix. It's been received differently, right? Some people like the simple verses because Drake is easy to understand. Kendrick is a little bit more lyrical, and you gotta catch it. You gotta actually listen, or things will go over your head. You might miss what Kendrick is saying. You really gotta listen and put the bars together, put the story together, right? Whereas Drake is easy to understand, right? So some people are saying, yo, Drake, he did his thing. Drake is up. Some people are saying, nah, I don't know about all that. Kendrick killed Drake on Euphoria. I'm curious to see if Drake is going to even respond. Most people are saying, look, Drake, you might just want to sit this one out. 50's like, yo, sit this one out, bro. Sit this one out. Euphoria job murdered you, bro. Just sit this one out. Just wait on it. So what we're going to do, we're going to check out some of the takes that some lyricists, some former artists, we're going to see what their opinions are on this, and then I'm going to break down, how I feel on it. All right. So let's check this out. Before we get into that, as always, I'm sorry. Look, I'm so hyped about this topic because I'm a hip hop head. I like music. I like hip hop, so I want to get into that. But this is a sponsored video, so salute and shout out to the sponsors of today's video. We gotta share this first before we get into it. We gotta salute and we gotta shout out the sponsors of today's video. It is a PSA, a public service announcement to anyone who might be suffering from sickle cell, or anyone who might have family or friends who are suffering from sickle cell, this one is for y'all. Showing y'all some love, showing y'all awareness. We are out here and we do care, and we are recognizing the struggles that folks with sickle cell are going through. So this is a PSA, a sponsored video. So salute and shout out to our sponsors for today's video. Check this out.
Hey, nothing but my blood pressure and the rent. I've been trying to quit smoking on my own. It's not working. I need your help, guys. I need to quit smoking. I fell asleep with a cigarette in my hand, and I almost caught my sofa on fire. Plus, I know that cigarettes, while making me mellow, actually can cause pain flare-ups. Can you afford to quit? Even quitting costs money.
That's so true. I did one of those quit smoking programs once, and do you know it can cost up to over $6,000 for a successful quit? And if you add the mental health services to that, it could be closer to $12,000.
She's right. My doctor told me about some low-cost smoke cessation programs. She even sent me an email to have them down. There's some quit programs such as Let's Stop Tobacco, Let's Stay Quit. There's even mobile apps such as Quit Now, Smoke Free, and My Quit Coach. And some online programs such as National Quit Line.
Tune in next time to see if Alex gets the help she needs.
All right. Boom. Boom. All right. So that's a message from our sponsor, a PSA speaking on sickle cell. Anyone who is suffering from sickle cell, who might be also struggling with addictions, struggling with addiction to cigarettes or smoking, vaping, anything of that nature, there is help. There are programs, and per our PSA, there are services that will help you fight those addictions and remain and get healthy, because we do know that drinking and smoking will cause flare-ups and will cause attacks, cause episodes, right? And that's what we're trying to avoid, because it can be serious when you're suffering from sickle cell and you get a crisis, right? We're trying to avoid sickle cell crises. So it's important to maintain good health, maintain good habits, avoid drinking and smoking in excess. So with that being said, let's get back into today's topic, which is hip hop. Now we're going to start it off by checking out what Gilly had to say. Gilly was saying, well, I'll let you hear it for himself, because he seems to think Drake is up 1-0. Check this out. Check this out. Bing.
But that shit was going on the cob, man. You know what's crazy, man? The light-skinned niggas is winning, man. 3-0, man. Fucking Drake up 2-0. Motherfucking Chris Brown up 1-0. I just take me back. I remember in the motherfucking late 80s, the motherfucking light-skinned niggas ran everything up to the late 80s. Then motherfucking Nino Brown pistol whip every light-skinned nigga in motherfucking New Jack City. Then they had it bad, all the way up to motherfucking Steph Curry and Chris Brown and Klay Thompson and Drake. And now them light-skinned niggas just doing what they want, man. Y'all even let Wallow light-skinned ass come home from jail after doing 7,300 fucking days and win. Light-skinned niggas just think they run the world, man. Dark-skinned niggas better step your game up, man. For real. I just heard.
So of course he's being a little crazy, facetious, right? There, right? He's cracking some jokes, you know. Shout out to Gilly. He's got some jokes, but hey, Gilly's saying, "Hey, Drake's up." Gilly the Kid. Shout out to Philly. Gilly's saying, "Yo, Drake is up. He's saying that Euphoria joint was corny. He's not feeling it. Like I said, Kendrick he's a bit of an acquired taste. If you don't like lyricists, if you don't have the patience to listen, it might go over your head. You might not catch it. So Gilly the Kid, he's not really rocking with the Euphoria joint, right? All right. Let's see what Mason Cameron has to say about this joint. Let's see what Mason Cameron had to say. Because they also spoke on this. And I'm trying to play a few artists. You know, Mace was an artist. Cameron was an artist. Gilly the Kid was an artist. He dropped a couple tracks when he had a short-lived hip-hop career. Right now, he's got his podcast. Shout out to $1 Million Worth of Game. So I'm trying to play a couple people who have some type of hip-hop career to see what they see their opinion on the subject. Let's check out what Mason Cameron had to say.
We waited.
Uh-oh. Stand by. Yes, sir.
This.
I don't know what's about to happen, but seems like a lesson might be taught.
Nah,
We're just
I was
chilling.
listening to Euphoria today, maybe put on the
All right.
greens too.
How you felt about that?
Oh man, it was interesting.
Did you like it?
I thought it was cool.
Who's winning? How about that? That's a better question. Who's winning the battle to you right now?
Oh man, Drake is definitely winning.
Oh,
From
definitely
an MC standpoint, you know, it took a while for us to get the record from Kendrick, and when you wait a while, it gotta be like out of this world. I think if Kendrick dropped this record right after dropping "Give Me 50," it would have been crazy.
But like immediate, not waiting.
If it was immediate, then it would have been crazy. But we waited.
Been a couple weeks. Been a few weeks.
Yeah, to get this.
I don't know what's about to happen, but seems like a lesson might be taught.
Nah,
We're just chilling.
I was listening to Euphoria today, maybe put on the greens too.
How you felt about that?
All right, so we see Mace wasn't really feeling it. Mace said Drake definitely winning. The reason he says, he's saying Kendrick took too long to drop the Euphoria joint. He wasn't impressed. He said it was a good song, it was decent, but you know, it wasn't all that. Now here's the thing about it though. You got to take their opinions with a grain of salt, because I feel like, I don't want to call Drake an industry plant, but I do think that Drake has connections, and people don't want to step on the toes of the Jewish kid. You feel me? People are a little hesitant to step on the kid who he's got some connections in the industry. This is the kid who's been popping since Degrassi, right? He's been on in the industry, and you cross Drake, even as a commentator, even as a spectator, you don't know how those connections can come back to haunt you. So of course Mace might want to keep things kosher with Drake. Of course, someone like Gilly the Kid might want to keep things kosher and not want to speak too hard against Drake, because that could sour some of the relationships that might end up, sponsors. You talk about Drake, you might end up, some of your sponsors might dry up. Who knows, right? So you got to take that with a grain of salt. But if you ask the people on the streets, shout out to Mitch Sledge, you talk to the young folks, you talk to the youth, a lot of people in the streets, the youth are saying, hey, the youth is rocking with Kendrick on this one. The youth is talking with Kendrick on this one. For me, I'm just enjoying the whole thing. I'm a spectator, right? I feel like I'm in the Coliseum. I'm posted up. I don't care who wins. Right now, that's one thing I like about hip hop. It's competition. Hip hop is the only music genre where artists compete. Have you noticed that? It's not different country music artists that are dropping diss tracks against each other. There's not different rock and roll artists, different jazz artists. There's not different Afro beats, reggae. There's no genre other than hip hop where artists are going back and forth saying which song is better. It's competition and it's music at the same time. It's like watching football, but for your ears. Watching basketball, but for your ears. Only hip hop. We literally have something called verses, where people get on a stage together and drop their top 10, top 20 songs and see whose top 10, whose top 20 songs is best. Hip hop is the only genre where people can compete and make music at the same time. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm just enjoying it, right? Right now, if you ask me my personal opinion, I'd have to say that Kendrick is up. I'd have to say Kendrick is up. I'd have to break it down like this. I would say Kendrick set it off with Like That. I would say, truth be told, I would say that J. Cole's 7 Minutes of Drill, I think that joint was harder than Kendrick's Like That. J. Cole removed his 7 Minutes of Drill and was like, look, I'm not even trying to get into this hip hop beef. I'm trying to just make my music and be on some hippie, like all love type stuff. He wasn't, J. Cole wasn't even trying to get into the beef like that. But truth be told, I would say that J. Cole dropped more truths and you get points for telling the truth. So I would say, excuse me guys, I would say that J. Cole watched Kendrick on that 7 Minutes of Drill. And notice too, Kendrick Lamar responded to Drake. Kendrick Lamar did not respond to J. Cole. When J. Cole dropped 7 Minutes of Drill, hey, it's been a couple of weeks. I didn't hear nothing come back from Kendrick. Did you notice that? Yeah, Kendrick was like, yo, I apologize, man. I'm going to let you have it. But he also said, give me your best shot. He got out on stage on that concert and said, listen, I'm not trying to get into the rap beef, but look, you gave me one on Like That. I responded with 7 Minutes of Drill. Give me one more shot. Like, hit me. Hit me as hard as you can. My chin is out. Hit me, and I'm just going to leave it there. I'll let you get the last shot. He said, I'm sticking my chin out. Hit me. And Kendrick did not respond. So truth be told, I got to say J. Cole played it right. J. Cole took the first lick, boom, like that. Took it. Ate that. Okay, all right. I'm hitting you back. He comes back with 7 Minutes of Drill. Kendrick, your turn. My chin's out. Nothing. Okay, nothing. Whereas Drake got hit with the same one. Bing, he got hit with Like That. Drake responds with push-ups. Drop it, give me 50. Bing, he hits him back. Only here's the problem. Kendrick responded on that one. Kendrick responded to the push-ups with Euphoria and dropped more fire. You thought Like That was bad. Whew, that Euphoria joint was a problem. Right. That Euphoria joint was a problem. So I would have to say, if I had to measure it, J. Cole's the true winner. That came from left field. I bet you wasn't expecting that. I would say that J. Cole's the true winner. He's the one that played things right. He's the one that got the last laugh, if I gotta be honest. But if we do not include J. Cole in this conversation because he said, look, I'm not trying to get into the rap beef, I'll let it go. If we don't include J. Cole for this portion of the conversation, then I still gotta say that Kendrick burnt Drake on this. Now that is as of now. There's rumors that Drake is cooking. Drake is getting ready to have his response. So we're going to have to wait and see what Drake drops in response. But right now, I would say Kendrick's up. I'd say 2-1. I'd say 2-1. Because I would say that Kendrick started off with Like That. Drake responded with push-ups, which to me, I can say that because that was a full song and he addressed everything from Like That, I would say that the push-ups joint washed out the Like That joint. It was a hard enough response to where out of those two songs, Drake got that. But when you got the Euphoria joint, you're back up. Kendrick's 2-1 as far as I'm concerned. And now it's all eyes on Drake. Is Drake just going to hold that L? Is Drake going to respond? That's the true question. If Drake doesn't respond, I guess that's your answer. He took the L. But if Drake responds, I guess we're going to have a follow-up video. Now, I got one more topic I want to touch on, but first I got to read this comment. Salute and shout out to Mitch Sledge. He says they're entertaining, but a lot of hip-hop artists are trashy people in real life. Yeah, man. I'd agree with you. And that's unfortunate. But truth be told, that's another good thing about hip-hop. because those trashy people, those people who are drug addicts, right? Look at folks like Kodak Black. We can see that man was clearly a drug addict. Think about people like DMX. God rest the dead. Right? There's a lot of people in hip hop who you could call quote unquote trashy people. You could call them lowlifes. But guess what? At least they turned that negative into a positive. They could have been out there in the streets robbing, like DMX supposedly was doing, like Kodak was supposedly doing. They could be out there robbing, selling drugs. They could be out there doing real damage to the community. I mean, as far as them singing and making music, I would say that's turning the negative into a positive, which is the beautiful thing about hip hop. It gives people, even the quote unquote trashy people, an opportunity to turn what was bad in their lives, their drug addictions, their involvement in criminal activity, their involvement in gang life and things of that nature. They're able to turn that negativity and capitalize on it and make a way to feed their families and to feed the community. So really, that's another good thing about hip hop, the fact that they're able to take those negative circumstances, those addictions, those, you know, bad habits that they're involved in, and they're able to turn that into something positive with hip hop, which is another reason I like hip hop so much. And I have a video that I've got it on the back burners. But it is on my to-do list. Shout out Sumo Sleek. Big Sumo. If y'all are familiar, go on Apple Music, type in SUMO SLEEK, Sumo Sleek. That's my boy out of the DMV. Check out Sumo Sleek. Salute. I'm gonna have him on the channel as well as Slow Burner. Y'all be sure to get on Apple Music. Check out Slow Burner, another big homie out of the DMV, doing big things in the hip hop game. These guys are, trying to turn some negative circumstances into a positive, and I gotta salute these guys for taking the avenue that hip hop is and using hip hop as a road to get away from the negativity and turn a negative to positive. So it's all good. Right? So that's the beautiful thing about hip hop. You're able to use it to turn the negative into the positive. That's the whole point of hip hop. That's the whole point. That is the whole point, to take the negative and turn it into a positive. So that's why I like hip hop so much. Now, one more time, shout out to Mitch, and y'all be sure to check out Sumo Sleek, and y'all be sure to check out Slow Burner. Shout out to my guys. And we're gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna bring them on the channel and let them explain, the benefits, the pro. We're gonna have a debate. Usually it's just me on here giving my opinion, having these conversations. But I'm looking forward to making that video with my guy Sumo Sleek and with the other homie Slow Burner. We're gonna get on, have like a little powwow, a little conversation as far as the pros and cons of hip hop. We're gonna drop that this summer. I'm gonna find some time and make that happen. We definitely gonna have that conversation. I've already put them on notice that they're gonna be some guests on my channel, so I'm gonna have them on and get them some exposure as well. All right. With that being said, before I go, there's one more thing that I gotta mention. A lot of people right now are talking about the feud, the beef between Drake and Kendrick. Right? We kind of let J. Cole get off because he dropped his 7 minutes of drill and he let it go. He bowed out. Kendrick didn't even respond. So I would say J. Cole played it right. But you know what people are not talking about? People are not talking about this joint by Chris Breezy. What? Hold on. Let me say it one more time. What? Okay. Little John voice. Little John voice. Yo. That boy Chris Breezy is a problem. Chris Brown fried. I'm talking about he did what? He fried Quavo, dog. You might not believe me because Chris Brown is a singer. Everyone knows him. I'm in block, yo. I seen you from across the room. He's a singer. You're not thinking that this dude is going to be coming out rapping like he's about to. But shoot, if you haven't heard, y'all gotta check this out. And I try not to play too much music on here because I can get, copyright strikes and all that. But hey, I'm going to take a chance on this one. I'm going to take a chance And hey, I'm gonna only play a snippet. This is reporting the news. This is fair use, just reporting the news. YouTube, I'm reporting the news. So, I'm just gonna play a clip here, just a clip here. But y'all check this out, because this joint was fire. I gotta let y'all know about this one. Check this out.
Hey Chris, I don't want no issues, bro. I don't want no smoke. I don't want fights. I don't want to do nothing, bro. Like, please, bro.
Who want smoke with me? Who want smoke with me? Who want smoke with me? Who want smoke with C? Who want smoke with me? Who want? Okay, let's get down to the.
Ooh. Ooh, hold on. Is that Chris Brown? Is that Chris Brown? Hold on.
I don't want no issues.
Pussy, I'm dripped in red. Don't let this R&B shit fool you niggas get ripped to shreds. Quavo talking like he a thug, nigga, you a bitch with dread. Can't wait to see the day that you back up all of that shit you said.
Wow.
That's all that ball shit you talking, you ain't no huncho, nigga. You the weakest link out of your clique, let's keep it a hundo, nigga. You fuck my ex-ho, that's cool, I don't give no fuck, little nigga. Cause I fucked your ex when you was still with a bitch, I'm upload, nigga. They say revenge is sweet. Now think about that shit, don't let that line go over your head. I might just sing about that shit. I had a phoenix pussy.
Okay. Cut it. All right. Please, you two, don't give me no strikes for that. This is just reporting the news. In case you have not heard yet, Chris Brown dropped a fire diss track against Quavo. I don't even know the reasoning behind it. I haven't done it. I got to go back and do some more research. I don't know what problem it is that Chris Brown had with this dude, Quavo, but Chris Brown let off on him. And let me tell you something. Truth be told, I would say that Chris Brown's diss track, Chris Brown dissed Quavo, and that diss was harder than anything that Drake, Kendrick, or J. Cole dropped. Truth be told, go back and listen to that Chris Brown diss against Quavo. That joint was fire, bro, and you wouldn't expect it because Chris Brown's a singer. You thinking he's gonna be on his R&B tip, but nah, nah. Chris Brown really did his thing on that one. So y'all be sure to go back and check that out. One more time, I gotta give a salute to the sponsors of today's video, the PSA concerning sickle cell. I want to get one more comment coming from my boy Mitch. He says, "Look how do the shiz is one of the saddest stories. This shit is a rap and it's so good. Dude died on a drug deal, gone bad, and 10 plus years ago, and it's still one of my favorite songs." All right, look up How Do the Shiz. That's what it's called, How Do the Shiz. Okay, I gotta look into it. I haven't heard of that one, Mitch. I gotta check that out. But all I'm saying is it's a lot going on in this hip hop game right now. It's a lot going on. You got Chris Brown dissing Quavo. You got Drake and Kendrick going back and forth. Do the shits. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna check that out. Who, if that's the name of the song, who's the artist? Who sings the song, Mitch? Drop his name. There's a lot going on. We got CB dissing Quavo. We got Drake and Kendrick going back and forth. I say J. Cole's the one that played it smart. He got his lick in, and he was like, "Look, I'm done. I'm trying to go back and forth with you, bro." That he played it smart. So I'm curious to see. Kenzo, okay, I'm gonna check that out. Do the Shits by Kenzo. All right, bet that. After I get off here, I'm gonna check that out, Mitch. I'm gonna shout you out next time when I check that out. So I'm gonna check that out. All right, by Kenzo. So yeah, it's a lot going on, man. It's a lot going on. Mitch, let me ask you this, brother. What do you think? Do you think Drake is going to respond? Hit me with a yes or no. And everybody else, if you're watching this video, if you might catch it on the replay, drop a yes in the comment section if you think Drake is going to respond. Drop a no if you think he's just going to take that L. Because right now he's down. Right now he's down 2-1. He dropped a response to the Like That, but a lot of the stuff in that push-up song was directed to Future. So I'm curious. I want to see if he responds to Kendrick. Mitch is like, nah, he's not gonna respond. He's gonna be quiet. Listen, Drake was, for a moment, he was undefeated. Because, mind you, he did take off on Meek Mill. And Meek Mill came in as a battle rapper. So that was surprising when when Drake dropped that back to back and took off on Meek Mill. But ever since Pusha T, because Pusha T ja watched Drake when he brought up his son, he exposed him for his son. After that, I don't know. Drake's never been the same as far as the competition. As far as the battle rap, I think Drake needs to stick to the melodic hip hop because when he's talking about battle rap, I don't think he's ready. I don't think he wants it with Kendrick. I'm with you, Mitch. I don't think he needs to just let it go, let things die down, and come back with a nice little album. You know, he needs to just hold that L, cause. But you know what? I hope he does respond. It'll give us more content. It'll give us more music. And that's the beautiful thing about hip hop. We can keep it going. I enjoy the competition. Right. Well, all right, Mitch. That's going to be it for today. And everybody watching, I appreciate y'all supporting the channel. One more time, salute to the sponsors of today's video, the PSA concerning sickle cell. If you have sickle cell and you're struggling with addictions to alcohol or smoking, cigarettes, or anything of that nature, there is help out there for you. All right. So we are here for you if you're struggling with sickle cell. It is a very serious disease. We do take it seriously, and we encourage you to stay positive and know that we're out here working for you. We've got doctors who are studying this disease, and hopefully medical breakthroughs in the future are soon to come. All right. I appreciate everyone who's made it this far in the video. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button to support the channel. And if it's your first time watching, do me a favor and smash the subscribe button for content just like this. Talk about a wide range of topics from hip hop, news, current events, biblical prophecy, doomsday prepping. We talk about everything. Emergency preparedness. We're here. We're talking about it. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and come on back for more. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.